All right, if you guys are joining back up, welcome. Sorry for ending that. I was just we're gonna go through everything again. We're gonna go through some in depth. I wanted to change that title so people can know what we're getting into. Um, so again, if you guys are jumping in here, drop some tickers. We will go over. Hopefully we'll get some people in here. I'm tweeting out again. Stuff like that. So give me 1 second. All right, if you guys are just joining in here, welcome. I'm tweeting out some stuff, putting on StockTwits. So if you guys got a ticker, drop those again. I apologize if you guys are joining back and we dropped, but I'm ready to dig into some stocks. So go ahead and drop that. Tweeting out everything. If you guys got a ticker you want me to do some DD on, drop it. Sorry for um, dropping that again, like I said. So just be patient with me. Almost done here. Spy had a really bad after hours too. Looks like we flushed out on there. Um, yeah, it doesn't look great. And I'm actually gonna publish this to YouTube too. I'm gonna have an editor edit this out. So, cool. We are set to go. STEM. Okay. STEM CCXI. Um, we're gonna switch to one chart. It's good to listen to all these in case maybe you are bullish on them. So let's go to APPS. I want to show you guys what a healthy financial sheet looks like. So a this is my favorite growth stock. I do a lot of hyper growth stocks. Hyper growth means that it's going to grow 100% year over year revenue. So when I'm looking at APPS, just from a simple graph, we had a really nice run up, and we've been consolidating into a really nice bull flag. What I can see is we broke this long-term resistance line today with a strong candle, very bullish, and it should be looking. We should be looking to make the next leg up. So the graph looks really solid for APPS. The next thing, what we're gonna do is exit that out. We're gonna go into we're gonna go APPS earnings, and I want you guys to see the difference between earnings of a good company and a bad company. So we're gonna go to these quarterly financials, and we're gonna scroll through starting from September. We see year over year, what we really want to see is our revenue go up. So we're averaging about 150% year over year. So that means the stock price should do the same, if not more. We also should look at the cash at hand of 83 million. We've been going up every month, which is good. We come down to the earnings calls. We want to see beats every month, which we like. Um, and then what we can do is we can go to this is we're not going to dig too deep into this one, but I'm just showing you guys an example of a good stock. So we can go to Yahoo Finance. We can go to the financials. Total revenue breaks us down. Lots of revenue growth, further growth. Our cost of revenue is getting less to produce. Gross profit looks really good. We can scroll down here. We can look at the dilution. We can all look at all this stuff that we can do. But that was just for a healthy company. So let's take I know you guys got some. We can look at STEM. If you guys are in here, welcome. Go ahead and drop a ticker you guys want to see. This is going to be posted on YouTube. So any tickers you guys want, we will go over. So let's look at STEM. STEM looks really good. It looks like that I already have charted this out. So if I am a bull, if I am looking at this and wanting to buy, it's a really good buy zone right here. We have a double bottom right around here, but what I like about this is we have this long-term support line, and we just bounced off of here. So if you're a bull looking to buy somewhere around here with a stop loss of about 21.74 to confirm that higher low, looks good. So this graph looks really good. Surprisingly, a lot of the graphs I expected for you to get weren't going to be good. So long term looks really good. Let's dig into this company a little bit. STEM. So year over year, looks like we just IPO'd. We have a really good revenue. And what I really like to see here is we have this is the one problem I see. Cash on hand, we have increased quite a lot, so it looks like we did an offering. So we're really healthy with our cash on hand. The problem is, this cost of revenue is more than the revenue. So you have 143 employees. Let's go ahead and look what they do. If you guys are just dropping in here, drop a ticker if you guys want to see something. We're just going over STEM right now. All right, STEM Inc. is tough pack to profitability with SPAC merger and stock exchange listing up ahead. And like I said before, we even looked at this. Star Peak Energy. Let's see what this does. Energy storage as service. So they're storing energy. E-systems deployed to wholesale and grid services marketing were available. So if we look back to Biden's, if we want to look back to Biden wanting to make all this energy clean, I'm looking back to this being a something that is pretty relevant right now. So that has it going for it. I'm thinking that cost of revenue is going to be really, really hard because right now we're expanding and building. But I did like to see that the revenue was beat. So the graph looks good. We'll dig into some more stuff here, but for STEM, it looks good. If you look on this graph right here, that double bottom, when I say a double bottom right here, and we're next to that support line. So if you are a bull, this is a really, really good spot to buy. So it looks like we were a SPAC and we've kind of spit off. So that looks really good to me. I want to look at some other financial data here. If you guys are joining us, we're just going over tickers. You can drop one. Okay, I just wanted to see what that does. Our first earnings, it looks like we missed by a little bit. Not too bad, but I like this first financials. Our revenue is up 300%. And we have a lot of cash on hand, $500 million to work with. That's really, really good. So let's go to STEM stock. I want to see what our market cap is. Decent market cap. 143 employees. So let's go to Yahoo Finance. Let's go ahead and take a look at this. So let's go to this financials on here. And there's not a lot of history, so this is going to be really hard to look at. So not a lot of, we can look at the quarterly. We only have 2 quarters to gauge off of, but 200% revenue growth. Our cost of revenue is expensive. We can see that we were unprofitable down here. We are almost profitable here, so that's good to see. We almost made a gross profit, which is good. Operating expense, we've already talked about that. Net income, this is a good one, on stockholder. So, okay, so we sold 100,000 shares dilution this year, which, we saw we had that jump in cash on hand. So looks pretty good. Let's go ahead and look at analysis. That's not what I want to look at. I want to see the whole. Okay, so we had a lot of options come through with some high strikes. So we're having a lot of strike prices in these 21s to 30 ranges. So that's pretty bullish. And then I want to look at our holders. So we have not a lot of was held by retail, not too much by institutions. So that is important to note too. So if I was to put a buy range on here, I would say it is a buy for me. The one thing I want to see with STEM, and I haven't, like I said, I really haven't looked at it too much, but the one thing I can see with STEM is that I want to see, and it looks like we're kind of closing that gap of cost of revenue. So that was really good for me to see. The graph looks really, really bullish, and we have a really good spot to add if you are a bull. Let me plug in my phone. So yeah, we look really, really good. Okay, so yes, STEM would be a buy for my analysis, like that. So great first stock. If you guys are joining in, we're just going over separate stocks. So we're gonna go over CCXI. We can do that. And Chemocentric. So I don't play many. What's the name? I don't play bios too much, but let's go ahead and see what we have. So when I'm looking at what I do is I zoom all the way out to give us a better view. We had this huge gap, so this was probably a PFDUA, and we made some new higher lows on this weekly all the way up to 70, and now we drop back down to 9. The one bullish thing about this is that we filled this gap. We had this big gap to fill. We filled that down, and now on the weekly, but more importantly the 1 day, we're starting to make some higher lows. When I say higher lows, this is a high and the low is higher than the last, so this would be high. Lower lows would be lower low right here, lower low, lower low. So we want to see higher highs in a uptrend. So we have a if we look at our sequences, a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 sequence, and then we're starting down with an impulse structure, 1, 2, 3, and we looks like we have a bullish engulfing on the 1 day. If I was to enter here, I would enter. If you enter here, you want to make sure that this low right here is your stop loss. So I would be willing to risk 15, 14 on this play. Let's go ahead and look at financials, CCXIs. Let's go ahead and look at the revenue. Okay, so let's look. Revenue, it's very, very choppy with this chemo stock, so it has definitely some stops. June, we were almost down 99%. Our cash on hand is staying okay. We can look a little bit in more to it. Just from seeing right here, just based off of the earnings, they're really, really sketchy. We must have had one good year. This revenue is only $10 million. I want to see what our beef. Hopefully that didn't mess up my mic. Hello, hello. Okay, good. Hopefully that. Let's look at their, because they have 10 million revenue, so we want to make sure that their stock is about a 50 million market cap would make sense. 1.16 billion. Definitely not something you want to see on this. I'm gonna go ahead and say not a buy right now. We're having $1 million of revenue with a 1.16 billion dollar market cap. So for me, I would definitely say no. And it's I use that word no because sometimes stocks go up off of certain reasons, but for me, just looking at the history of that stock and based on the market cap, I'm not too interested in buying a buy. Let me give a second. So yeah, like I said, look really, really good. Not very good. So if I was to put a buy signal on this, I'm gonna put a no. So STEM's a buy, CCXI is a sell, strong sell. Let's go ahead and look at TMC. So what I do is I want to make sure we look at these graphs first. So we have TMC, and I'm going to tell you right now, I'm not going to be able to do too much analysis on this because of the fact that we have no data, but I can tell you that some key levels that we need to hold. We have been making some really, really nice higher lows, higher high. So higher high, higher high. We're working on our next higher high. So if you were to enter here, you want 975 to be your stop loss and aim towards 17. Would be, if you guys got any other tickers, let me know. If you guys got any other tickers you want me to look at, we can do that as well. Looks pretty strong though so far. Like I said, it's very, very volatile, but we are making those higher highs. I don't know much about the company, so I can't go over any financials. So yeah. I'm just trying to see. Let me look at something real quick. If you guys got any other tickers you want me to look at, I have nothing on standby. So I know it's going to be slower today since it's during the day, but if you have any tickers, let me know. We'll review those. Let me. Let me do this real quick. My apologies. If you guys got some other tickers to go over, we can do that as well. Oh, that's not going to work. That's okay. Cool. CHPT. Yeah, give me a sec. We can do CHPT. Surprised we don't have many people in here. Usually get a lot of people during the day, but that's totally fine. I'm gonna edit this into a YouTube video. So. All right, let's look at CHPT together. Charge point, I already know it's not going to be too great, but if you are, I've already looked at this. It looks like if you are a bull, this is a great level to buy. You're going to want to buy at this 20 level and risk off 1927. And let's go ahead and look at here. So our financials, actually our revenue's not terrible. We turned profitable here. I want to see our cash on hand. So we did it. We do have a nice cash on hand to back us up. EPS, we've been missing a lot, but our revenue doesn't look too bad. Revenue is 146 million, and let's look at CHPT stock. I want to see our market cap. A really, really big market cap for 146 billion, but I know that there's a lot of demand for this charging. Not too much analysis to go over on this. But I would say that we have I would say a hold. I'd give it a hold rating, not a buy rating. Down 55%. Is this hypergrowth stock too cheap to ignore? So yeah, definitely hypergrowth. It looks good. Or like I said, I want to see it bounce off of this level. So if you are a bull, right here is a really, really good level we need to claim. If you guys got any other tickers, I don't want to do too much analysis. There's not a lot to look on the CHPT. Yeah, so just let me know what you guys want to see. We can go over anything. Any tickers. If you guys, anything. But yeah, the thing with ChargePoint is like I said, I put a hold on it. The earnings are not great. They are starting to turn pretty well. Like I said, I'd want to see more history. That's why I couldn't put a buy rating on it, but I would definitely put a hold rating on it. I mean, the financials look okay. We have a lot of cash on hand. My problem is we're pretty overvalued with our market cap compared to our revenue, which sometimes is important to factor in, but sometimes it doesn't. So that's what I would say. If you guys have any more suggestions, go ahead and drop them. We have, like I said, thought we'd have a couple more people in here, but that's totally fine. We will look at some other ones. There's no worries. Yeah, Adder popped off in after hours. I said that 10 level. That 10 level was key to hold. If we did that, we're good. And we did do that, so that's good to see. If you guys are just joining in here, we're doing tickers, so if you want to see one, just drop it. We can go over all of that stuff. Thank you. Yeah, you're very welcome. No worries. If you got some other ones, just let me know. We can definitely do that. Appreciate the subs coming in too. Appreciate that. If you guys got any suggestions, anything like that, let me know. Any tickers at all, we can go over. Let me mute that up. My apologies. Any tickers at all, we'll go over financials, stuff like that. Okay, let's see if we got any ticker suggestions. That's okay. I'm gonna probably go over some because I'm gonna make this into a YouTube video anyways. So if you guys have no suggestions, we'll possibly just cut it there and we'll put those in the video. I'd like to do a couple more, so if you guys don't have suggestions, I'm just gonna go ahead and take the floor. Market's pretty dead. I get it. I don't want that to be talking to me. But if you guys got any tickers, just drop them. We can go over those. I want to mute this. There we go. Any ones at all, just let me know. We'll go over them. Alright, if you guys got anything, let me know. We'll go over anything. Like I said, I'm going to cut this all in a video, so if you guys don't have anything that you want me to go over, I will go ahead and do that. Just drop a ticker. While we talk, I would like to see if someone else has one we can go in a little bit more depth in. So just let me know. Go, if you guys, even if you want me to look at anything, we can look at short squeezes, we can look at whatever. Sorry. Alright, while you guys are, I know we got some viewers coming in here. Let's go over Let's go over XP. This is another quality growth stock that I'm interested. Let's go ahead and take a look at XP. This chart looks really, really bullish. If you're a bull, let me draw a better support line. Looks like we're bouncing off of this line pretty well. So this anywhere in this 46.6 level, a good risk off would be 34. It is pretty large, but you know that is okay. What I would do with if I was an XP holder. Let's go to XP earnings. If you guys are just joining in here, welcome. If you guys CCXI, we looked at CCXI earlier, but we can go over that again, no problem. If you guys got any other tickers, let me know. We will go over those. All right. So XP is a really good company. If we look, our year-over-year growth is 100%, and our net income is going up there as well. So our cash on hand steadily going up every month, and we're beating all of our estimates. This EPS beat was huge. I think it gapped up 40%. We'll go over those because that was a personal one. I'm just showing you guys some really, really good growth stocks. But yes, that looks really, really good. Well, you guys have CCXI. We can go over that again. We talked about it's going to be hard for me to go to CCXI because they just started as a merger. Or no, we were already here with CCXI. So I put a sell rating on here, but we will look again. I said that for now we look like we're doing good. When we see a stock in an uptrend, we want to see these higher lows. So we have a higher low, higher low, higher low, higher low, a higher low, and it looks like we're having a bullish engulfing candle on the 1 day. Really, really strong candle right here. Now we have looked at this before, and when I went back to the revenue, it wasn't the best. So let's go back to CCXI revenue. CCXI revenue. Nothing crazy here. My problem is that our cost of revenue is pretty really expensive compared to our revenue. When I go and look back, we have a 2 million revenue, and then our CCXI stock, 2 million revenue, and we're at $1.16 billion stock. So I'm not bullish at all on it. I would put it as a strong sell. That's my opinion. Message retracted. No worries. If you guys got any other tickers, anything, just go ahead and mention those. We'll go through, but I'm not going to mention that ticker. If the earnings are really, really bad, if there's not too much to go over, we're probably just going to skip those. Unless, I see something that really catches my eye. So let me know. You want to look at Mo? Okay, we can look at Mo. MO, and that is Altria, right? Is that Altria? Altria, good. Altria. Um, One of my most favorite dividend stocks. I really, really like this for long term. Um, we're beating. Everyone's going to continue to smoke. We were at 66. We did kind of have a bad 2017 for Altria, but we start this one year. We're looking really, really good. We did gap down on earnings again, but I want to see that we can base up around here. Let's go to MO stock. I want you guys to see. They offer a really, really good dividend. So if you are a dividend capturer, they do offer a 7% dividend, which is 2% less than SPY, but it's guaranteed. If we go to Max, this is a better chart. We did peak out in 2017, but it looks like we're starting to base out and go up again. So decent idea if you are a dividend holder for this. If you think there's long-term growth with smoking, which I think there is, everyone's going to continue smoking. Looks pretty good. Let's look at Altria. Altria earnings. Instead. I want. So let me look if we can find Google Finance. Okay, perfect. So our financial, if we go over our revenue every year, we're not strongly growing, but we're keeping up. I'm actually surprised these September results caused a gap down. Our cash, tons of cash on hand with this company. We have $2 billion. Even through COVID, it didn't affect it too bad. Our net income for September, September net income was bad, probably because of unemployment. But, for a long-term company, it looks really, really good if you're into dividends. There's not too much to look at. It speaks for itself. I still see a steady. Let's go to annual. We still have, our revenue for year to year, just a really steady company, slowly growing. So looks like a good buy if you're into the dividends. I'm not a currently dividend investor, but if that is up your alley, if you're really into dividends, this is a covered call index, and this QYLD we want to look at. Sorry. QYLD looks really, really good. This is a covered call. I'd love to buy this on dips. We're down 1% today, but this pays 12% dividends, and it's only about down 1% a year, maybe 1% and a third. So really, really good if you're into dividend stocks. If you guys got any more suggestions, no worries. We can go over STEM again. I really like STEM, so we'll definitely go over that. We'll go over STEM, and then we'll go over INCR. I'm going to tweet out a couple of things. So let me tweet some things out, and then we'll go over this again. If you guys got any other tickers, we'll go over them. Yeah, it's fine. We talked about STEM, but we can go over it again. It's going to be kind of quick because I know what we're talking about. So yeah, I would put on MO, I'd probably put a hold. Not a very strong buy rating. It's probably a hold, in my opinion. No, you were fine. Let's go over to STEM. We can talk about that again. Whenever we're analyzing a company, I like to go to the chart first to see our support resistance zones. We have really, really nice support right here. So we have really good support line coming across. So if you are a bull and you're looking to get in here, this is a great spot to buy with a stop loss of 21.7. So super, super healthy chart. We were a SPAC, so that looks good to me. Let's go to STEM stock. Let's go to STEM revenue. So what they do is they're interested in capturing solar energy and then storing it. When I look at our revenue, I like to see over 100%, and this is showing 300%, which is huge. My one problem I mentioned is that our cost of revenue was really expensive this quarter. Really, really expensive again. We almost are break even. And our one earnings call was okay. So, we are looking okay on that. And then if we go back over to, let's go to Yahoo Finance and take a look. Let's go to financials. So we, like I said, we almost had a gross profit here, which looks good. We did have and then we can talk about cash on hand. Cash on hand is really good. We'll go back, but we did in dilution, which is okay. But if we go to, let's go to STEM revenue again. So we can look at that. That cash on hand is very key. We can see if we're going to have an offering. So cash on hand, 9.7 up to 400 million. So we're very healthy. I think maybe this drop could have been an offering, but that offering will be healthy in the long term. So that is good. We'll go over Incur, and then yes, we'll go over Roku. I like Roku for a long-term growth stock. So we will go over that. Let's start with INCR. So INCR, enter here. So the graph right now is very overextended. Looks like we're coming down. Like I said, we have a nice higher low. If I was looking for an entry right here, you'd want to make sure your stop loss is just right under 6. My problem with this is we have this super big gap up. We could gap down potentially, but looks like a healthy chart. We totally didn't flush those gains away. We have a higher low possibly setting up. So that looks healthy for me on the chart. Not the best chart I've ever seen, but definitely looks okay. Let's go to Incur revenue. This is going to be important for us. Well, I don't know what the company does, so we'll take. Let's see these financials. Holy cow. Have I ever seen a growth stock before? Israel, if that's right. Okay. And this is Intercure. Let me make sure this doesn't seem right. Okay, wow. Never seen a stock like this, but our revenue every year, we're increasing a lot. So 22, 27, 33, beating those. We haven't had an earnings call yet, but we're turning really, really bullish. Our cash on cost of revenue, not terrible. I don't know what they do yet. In our cash on hand is 200 million. If we go to Incur stock, I want to see our market cap. Wow, okay. Incur stock, so we have a 1 billion market cap with 400 million on hand. Looks really, really. Is this Intercare? Is this the same stock? Okay. Interesting. It's in Israel. I want to make sure that I'm doing this right. We'll look at Palantir in a second. So okay, Intercure, Yahoo Finance. I want to see what they do, because this is like very, very bullish. What I'm seeing right here. This is another market, so we're gonna have to not pay attention. So let's look at the financials. Wow, that's crazy revenue. Cost of revenue is not terrible. Not really need to look at anything else. Looks really, really bullish. Let's look at holders. Bought by institutions. Very low float. What do they do? Doesn't say. But yeah, super, super bullish on that. We're going to save that stock. Can you break down? Yeah, we'll go. But if you see this stock in NASDAQ, it's also Intel Exchange. So yeah, this stock looks really, really good. I'd put a overweight. I'd want this to overweight my portfolio. Looks really, really good. Yeah, with earnings like that, there's a reason why we've been gapping up so much. Wow. Looks really, really good. Okay, perfect. Let's go. Okay, we looked at MO STEM, we've got Incur. Let's look at Roku. We'll go one by one as well. Roku, so I actually haven't looked, but we have This looks actually really, really good. And we have this falling wedge that's been happening. Falling wedge. We've been trying to break out of this. Possibly could break out next week. Looks really, really good if you're a bull. We have this kind of double bottom setup, and we're starting to round up on the 1 day. We want to start to see the 1 day curl up before we get bullish. So we're starting to curl up here, and a breakout of 325 will confirm this breakout. I like Roku long term. So I'm buying Roku on my long term portfolio no matter what. I think there's a really, really good place for Roku in this market. So I buy Roku on the dips, and at this price, I think it's a gift to buy into. Let's go over the financials, but if you're a bull, it's a really, really good spot to buy. Really, really good opportunity. Let's go ahead and look at Roku revenue. So this is a growth stock. I didn't want to do that. We can actually do that. Let's look at Roku revenue. Okay. Roku revenue. What we want to see is, so I don't like this revenue too much. It's not huge, but let's go to. I think it will be big. Okay, this is what we want to go to. So, revenue year over year, we're growing at about 80%, which is fantastic. And all of our earnings are really, really good too. We beat all of our earnings. Look at this, 3,000%, 350. So, absolutely insane stuff out of this growth stock from Roku. Cash in hand keeps going up. We're sitting on a healthy cash on hand, $2 billion. Looks really, really good. Cost of revenue is a bit, but we'll minus that out. Not going to really go too much into Roku. They streaming device. They make TVs. Really, really bullish. When you see these numbers of consistently growth, I would put a strong buy in Roku. Especially at this rank, I would make it an extreme strong buy. We can go over MSGS. That's fine. This is going to be edited out, so... let's go over, and also, actually, if you're still here, I don't know if you left. If you're still here, we can go over. Palantir. So I actually did a separate video on Palantir. I'm really bullish over the long term. I know we have a lot of stuff on here. Let's clear this drawing set. Okay, so if we are a bull in Palantir, we've been bouncing off this level for a long time. And we just had a breakout, so this breakout could be extended. We have a lot of room all the way up to 45, not a lot of resistance, so it's a good buy. We want to make sure that we have $25 as a stop loss level. Let's go to Palantir earnings. So Palantir pretty much goes into companies and teaches them how to be profitable. I have a whole other video on it if you're interested. Revenue year over year continues to go up. Net income is a kind of a problem. We're not getting a lot of net income. Want to see that kind of stable out. We are almost getting there, but our cost of revenue is not too expensive. Our operating income is. So we still are beating earnings. I want to see that slip over to the positive side. But yeah, it would be a buy for me. I think the long term, you're still getting $1 billion in revenue. It is a pretty high up company, market cap wise, but year over year, it's really good as well. So I would put a buy on that. If you guys want me to dig any deeper into some of these, we can do that. I was just giving kind of a basic outline, or if you guys want to see a different ticker, let me know. This is all going to be cut out and edited into a YouTube video. Oops. Just let me know. YouTube, we're going to go to bullish trades. That's us. We're bullish and we trade. If you guys are looking for another ticker, let me know. or if we want to go over some more extensive things, just go ahead and type in the chat. Whatever you guys want to see, we can do. Thanks, great Tammy. I appreciate it. Yeah, we're gonna edit this into a YouTube video. If you guys are if you guys are interested in subbing, would appreciate that. We can go WT about Kara. Oh, what do you think about Kara? Okay. Kara, never heard of the company, so I'm gonna have to look up what they do, stuff like that. So Kara Therapeutics. Therapeutics are really, really hard to trade. Once we have bad news on a trial, we're gonna dip quite a bit. Let's go ahead and look at. We are making some higher lows. 14.28 would be a stop loss if you were to enter this trade. Let's go to Kara revenue. Let's go ahead and take a look. Thank you for the nice comment, Tammy. Appreciate it. Terra revenue. So PFUDAs are very, very hard to what's the word? Bioceuticals are hard for me to play. I don't know much about them. They're one that could tell you most about a stock, but the Kara is really, really hard. So see if we can get a better analysis right here. Year over year, we had some really, really strong December and September. The 2020 was really, really strong. Looks like the trials did fail though. Net income's bad. Our operating expenses really bad. Did have really good 2020 revenue, but it still wasn't that much. So let's go over. Our revenue was still on these really, really good days, only about 100 million. Now we have no revenue for 2021. So I can confidently say that until we start with the new, plan, it's not, the cash on hand is going down steadily. I don't know much about bios. And we are a really big market cap for our revenue, so not very, I would put that as not a strong sell, but I'd put it as a sell. If you guys got any other ones, let me know. And like I said, there's the only bioceutical I really follow is BCRX BioCryst. You'll see why I follow BioCryst. BioCryst are, look at these numbers. We're up 295%, 1,600. Cash on hand staying pretty solid. Starting to beat earnings again, but I am really bullish on BioCryst. That's the only bio I really play. Don't know much about bio, so couldn't probably give you the best analysis. If you guys got any other tickers, let me know. We'll go over those. But yeah, bios are really hard for me. Don't know much about it. Don't want to talk out of my butt. I'll give you what I think a little bit, but thanks for the subs. Appreciate it. If you guys got any other tickers, we can go through there. And I also am going to put a video out tonight as well on some other things. Yeah, Okigen is really kind of, it bounces off of that key level, but long term, can't say that I'm too bullish. All right, see if you guys got anything. We'll just wait until if you guys are watching, thank you, appreciate it. NVIDIA, okay, we can look at NVIDIA for sure. Nvidia, I'm very bullish with the chip shortage. I have a $500 price target for next year. Well, this is pre-split, so we're already almost there. So we had this crazy run up, and we had this crazy run up, and we had this reverse split. It all kind of coincided together. We went 180 to 230. A huge move coming out of here. What I see now is we have a falling wedge, which typically signals a reversal. So anywhere if we can break the support line, I could definitely see us hitting this target of up at about 250. And we can look at CRISPR Therapeutics as well. I do like CRISPR Therapeutics. So let's go to NVIDIA revenue. And these are just pretty quick analysis. If I do a whole video on one stock, it takes, it's a lot. Revenue is crazy for such a big company like this. We're growing at 80%. The one problem I have, we have a lot of cash on hand. That's no problem at all. And we beat all of our earnings. My problem with NVIDIA, if you're looking for a high growth stock, it is the next $1 trillion stock in my opinion. We do have a big market cap. So for this to, double is going to take a lot of work. Very good overall. Not speaks for itself. The performance would buy any dip on NVIDIA. Strong buy. If you're looking for really some aggressive growth stocks, probably not the way since it already has such a big market cap. I actually have never looked. I've heard of CRISPR, CRSPR, but I've never looked at CRISPR Therapeutics. I know Kathy Wood is really, really bullish on her ARK. SPR. That's not coming up, but you can find it. CRSP. Like I said, I've never really looked at it too much. So CRSP. Wow, we were really bullish on this. We came off really, really good support in this zone. We had a really nice bullish engulfing candle to get us moving. If I was gonna buy a really, really good stop loss for risk rewards 114, really, really nice candle. We could possibly see some upside on this. That was crazy earnings right there as well. So let's look at CRSP revenue. These are just some quick dives. What they do is this is in her ARKG shop, so they do crazy revenue. Our beat wasn't this big this year, but our cost of revenue is really, really expensive for this stock. Still are, but with the genomics in here and coding, really, really good. So we still beat all the time. Still looks decent. And this is Crosshair Gaming. We don't want Crosshair. Can't find it. Let me see. What's it? I'm about to say. And then CRISPR stock. Okay, this looks like more like it. We had this huge candle today. Here we go. Holy cow, our revenue was insane. So we were really, really bearish in 2020, and we're starting to turn positive right here. Our cash on hand is really, really big. We had a really, really good June 2021. I actually can't believe that we aren't higher. This is some astounding numbers. Surprised that we haven't moved up. Yeah, really, really bullish on this. I put a strong buy on there. Can't believe this earnings right here was absolutely insane. Can't believe we haven't moved up since then. But like I said, I think it's good long-term stock, and we kind of been hovering around this line. Looks like could be ready for the next leg up. Super, super bullish on CRISPR. I would put that as a strong buy. Crazy chart today too. It looks really good. Give you guys a couple more minutes to ask. If not, I'm going to start forging this into a YouTube video if you guys like the content. I am. Thank you for the subs coming in. I appreciate it. We are live every day. Thank you for the subs. If you guys got some other tickers, we can go over those. Just let me know. Thank you, GBB. Appreciate it. If you guys got any other ones we can go over. If not, we'll probably end it here. I'd like to go over some more of those, so just let me know. Yeah, CRISPR, the whole genomics and coding, to cure all these cancers, I'm really bullish on too. Just the whole idea about it seems crazy to me. I haven't done much research, but I'd love to learn more about that. Definitely in my list of things to look at for sure. Would like to buy some more as well. I don't have any CRISPR position. I do hold ARCG. And yeah, we can look at Netflix. NFLX, it's the revenue is scary. Revenue. Netflix is good, but there's so many, streaming platforms that are stepping up to the task to beat it possibly. When I'm looking here at Netflix, we have this really, really strong resistance, and this kind of looks like a bull trap to me, to be honest with you. We're going to need to scroll out to a little bit of a bigger time frame to get a better idea. One sec. Transferring some money over. So yeah, this kind of looks. We did have a bull trap up here. But what I like seeing is we did break over this resistance line. We do have a nice hammer forming. We need to push over this 592 level. But Netflix is a blue chip stock in my opinion. It should always tend to go up. Let's go ahead and look at. And this will be the last one, and then we are gonna go. We'll just do a quick run on revenue. We haven't dug too deep into any stocks. Yeah, revenue has been slowing down year over year. I would put a buy rating on here. Compared to some other stocks, we're just not having just revenue. We have a lot of cash on hand, but our revenue is just not up to par with some other ones. So I'd put a buy rating on there. Nothing crazy. You're probably the only one in here, but if you guys are in here, have a good weekend. If you're curious in some of my other content, if you're watching this video later, you guys can go to. You guys can go over here. I have a lot of content on this channel. If you guys go to playlist, I'm gonna start filling this up. Technical analysis tutorial. We're going to start to fill that up. So, I hope you guys have a good one. Stay safe. If you guys liked it, please leave a sub, and I will catch you guys